You're here to draw with me. And we are going to draw a snowflake. And we're going to use simple geometric shapes. So you can just start thinking, what are those simple geometric shapes I'm learning in kindergarten, or I learned in kindergarten? And we're basically just kind of stacking them up. And some lines. And we are going to learn a little bit about radial symmetry. And you might think, whoa, that sounds way too complicated. But guess what? You already know about radial symmetry because you know that you've seen flowers and you've seen starfish or pictures of starfish or wheels on cars or buses or bikes. Radial symmetry is everywhere, and it's going to be in our snowflakes. To understand radial symmetry, imagine if this was a circle. From the center to the edge of the circle would be a radius. And each little radius that goes around this central point is very similar or the same. Hello, my talented artists. As we're working, be sure to pause if you need a little more time to catch up. Don't stress yourself out. The first thing we're going to do is we are going to try to find the center of our paper by guessing, and that's called eyeballing. So we're going to just make a little dot in the center of our paper. You can't see it very well because I am using a sketchy pencil line, and I hope you are too. So there is my little dot I made, and I hope that you have eyeballed your little center of your paper. Starting right in the center of my paper using my dot, I'm going to draw a shape. I'm choosing an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangles have sides that are all the same length. It's not easy, but I'm going to try my hardest, and I can make lots of little sketchy lines, and I really don't need to erase because at the end I will only draw over with marker my lines that I want to keep. I'm going to draw my radiuses or my arms of my snowflake right off of the corners of my triangle, but I need 6. So I decided that I am going to draw 3 little triangles in the middle of each side. This way I have 6 points to draw the snowflake radius off of. Of course, you can start with any shape in the middle of your paper that you want to. Now I'm going to choose another simple geometric shape, and I am choosing, you know what I'm choosing, go ahead, call it out. Good job, that's right. Circles. Hey, that kind of looks like a sheriff's badge. Now I know how to draw a sheriff's badge. Hey, a sheriff's badge is radially symmetrical. I am now choosing to just draw a straight line from each circle moving outward. It's starting to look like a snowflake to me. Remember that you can copy what I'm doing, or you can choose any geometric shape or line. The important thing to remember is that you just have to repeat whatever you choose 6 times. Now you might think I'm just drawing a line, which I am, but it's the beginning of a very skinny rectangle. That is my next shape. I'm going to draw 6 skinny rectangles. One of the challenges is to make the rectangles all the same size. So even the lines, I had to try to adjust to make them all the same length. So that's what you kind of want to be paying attention to as you go along. I'm actually speeding this video up because it does take time to be precise. So, what is going to be the next shape or line that you add? I am going to add, drum roll please, dun 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 dun. I know that's not a drum roll. Squares. Squares are hard because a square has 4 sides that are all the same length. But just because squares are hard, that is not going to stop me from trying my best. Keep trying and you will improve. And remember to take breaks when you need to. Let's speed this video up so we can get to the next shape. The next shape that I want to draw is a diamond, but I'm going to give you the fancy geometric word for a diamond, and that is a rhombus. All the rhombus are facing the same direction from the center, and it's very important that I'm trying to make them all the same size, because with radial symmetry, all of the radius are supposed to be pretty much the same. You can be a real detective and notice that the very first rhombi or rhombus that I drew is pointing towards the center. So that means every time I draw a rhombus, it needs to point towards that center. The next shape that I'm going to draw is a letter shape, and I know that all of you wonderful writers can use letters as well. So I'm going to start with half of a circle, which is called a semicircle. And instead of making a semicircle, I'm just going to draw another smaller semicircle inside it and then close it off with little straight lines. And to me, well, I'll ask you guys, what letter does it look like? Go ahead and call it out. I agree, it looks like the letter C. I have drawn a bubble letter C, and you can use bubble letters, or you could just use a letter, because that is a line and we are using lines and shapes. I'm going to draw 2 more shapes, and they are not going to touch the shape that is next to them. I decided I'm just going to have them sort of floating. I'm going to draw little circles. My last 2 shapes are going to be a little circle and a little triangle. I always kind of like snowflakes that end in a point. And then I'm going to go over all the lines that I want to keep with a marker. And even though I'm speeding this video up so that it doesn't take too long, I want you all to go slow and low. That is the tempo. If you wanna be neat, you gotta go slow. Slow and low, that is the tempo. If you wanna be neat, you gotta go slow. Slow and low, that is the tempo. If you wanna be neat, you gotta go slow. I have a second snowflake that I'd like to show you. Here's the other one. Yay! And don't forget to subscribe if you like this content and you want it to just pop up on your feed every time I make a new one.